Hi, and welcome along to AFTV News Daily, the early edition. I hope you guys are doing well today. Broadcasting to you today, of course, across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and of course on Twitch. Big up everybody joining us on all of those platforms this morning. Hoping you're having a great day. It's another day in lockdown for us here in the UK, but we're all starting to be a bit more optimistic that some of the lockdown things are going to be lifted and that we will be able to start venturing outside a bit more, apart from having to go to the shops or our daily walk, so hopefully things are starting to improve and starting to get better, and that is a good sign of things to come. But hope you guys are doing good this morning. I'm feeling good and ready to get stuck into some of the Arsenal news that is around today. Kicking off with this story that's floating around today, all about Mesut Ozil. Now, of course, it divides opinion at Arsenal right now. Bought him as an absolute world-class player. For some people, they still absolutely love and adore Ozil. For some other people, they're like, well, it's time to move him on. But whatever you're thinking of him, he's a great, great player. Now, there's claims out today that Fenerbahçe are working on a move to get a deal in place to get him to Fenerbahçe. Now, it's another one of these kind of loose ones that's come out from a guy who is said to know or said to be a friend of one of the owners of Fenerbahçe. And he did an interview for a publication in Turkey, or was speaking to some people in Turkey. And his quotes were, "I received lots of questions about Mesut Ozil. I believe in the future that good things will happen. I'm not in a position to give details, but I know our president is working hard on this," he says, right? He then goes on to say, when his contract with Arsenal will expire, the favourites would be Fenerbahçe. We are also working on that front. So basically saying what? Basically saying that Fenerbahçe are interested in signing Mesut Ozil, but signing him once his deal expires. So that doesn't sound like he'll be going anywhere this summer. Fenerbahçe at the moment cannot afford Mesut Ozil. That's the simple truth of the matter. He's on £350,000 a week. We know that Mesut Ozil is very proud of his Turkish roots. You've seen pictures of him even with the Turkish president, which got him into some trouble one time with the Germans. But, he's proud of his Turkish roots and may well end up in Turkey when his career is starting to wind right down. But I don't think he's going to be leaving Arsenal this season. I think he will stay until the end of his contract, and then that's when he will move on. So look for him to have one more year. This story's been pushed out there. It looks great. The way they headline it is as if like he's going now, which he's not. It's more that Fenerbahçe are looking to take him on at the end of his contract. You know where I could see Ozil ended up? Somewhere like the MLS. I could really see him ending up over there. But where he'll end up is anybody's matter. Actually, on talking about that, Mesut Ozil again doing some great charity work over there in Turkey, donating a lot during Ramadan. So well done to Mesut Ozil yet again for a guy who gets criticised for not giving anything out. There's also the stories about Thomas Partey. Now, Partey, according to some reports, has told close friends that he wants to move to the Emirates this summer. There's some close friends of him that have gone to some of the publications and said that he has personally told them that he wants to move to the Emirates this summer. Now, that's on the back of, remember, there was the rumours that his dad had also said that he'd like to see Partey move to the Emirates. It'd be really interesting to know what Partey really feels. Of course, his agents came out after his dad said what he said and said, listen, this is not true. He's not looking to move. This is all pure speculation at this moment. But certainly it builds and builds. That's twice now. As I said, his dad came out first and said that he wanted to move to Arsenal. Now, well, I'm going to say his close friends. We don't know, do we? Again, it's speculation. But the rumors are that his close friends are saying quite openly that he wants to move to the Emirates from Atletico Madrid. Now, will that deal happen this summer? We know that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal are admirers of Partey. We know that they would like, to add to that midfield. However, he'll be expensive. We know all about the release clause being 40 to 45 million pounds. We know how difficult this will be a deal to get done. We know that Arsenal are very short of money. I mean, they're telling people to take wage cuts. Are they going to be able to afford to bring in a player like that? Unless two things. Unless, number one, they gave guarantees to the players that, you know what, take a wage cut, but we are going to be spending, on bringing in some quality, or take a wage cut and we're really tightening things up and we won't be bringing in any big signings because we're just going to concentrate on paying your guys' wages. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But Partey, yet again, being linked with a move to Arsenal from Atletico Madrid. There's been a lot of talk that deal could involve the swap deal with Alexander Lacazette going in the other direction. Now, this story about Lacazette today that came out has been really, really interesting. Lacazette, and I spoke about this story a couple of days, linked heavily with a move to Atletico Madrid. There's some that just said Atletico Madrid will try and buy him outright because they're desperately in need of a striker. They've got Morata, they've got Diego Costa, but they want another striker. Or, there's a lot of reports, as I said, that he could be part of a swap deal with Thomas Partey, him going to Atletico, Partey coming to Arsenal. And as I said, there was this story that was going around a couple of days ago that he's spoken to Antoine Griezmann and also to Koke, the Atletico Madrid great, spoken to them to get their opinion on what it's like at Atletico. Would it be a good move? Would I settle down there, etc., etc.? That was a rumor that was floating around. And I remember I spoke about it a couple of days ago and I said, the source of this story seems really flimsy, really, really flimsy. Well, Alexander Lacazette has shut that story right down. I mean, right down. He replied to a tweet which was by the Score Agency, and the Score Agency were talking up the story and saying, this is a beautiful thing that Lacazette is going to be joining Atletico. And Lacazette replied to it in French, and he said, not beautiful at all. That was his reply. And he followed it up by having some lying face emojis in the tweet. So basically saying that, they're lying. They're lying. This is a lying story. He's not spoken to Antoine Griezmann or Koke, and it's a lie. And then Lacazette's agency came out and said, with these quotes, they said, Twitter is magic. It's not nice to lie to the fans of Atletico. Oh, that's giving it to the man. Woo! Shut that right down. Right down. So Lacazette, not looking to go to Atletico. Certainly he's saying that he's not been talking to Antoine Griezmann. He's not been talking to Koke, and he's not in any negotiations to go to Atletico Madrid. And he shut it down and said, just get these, stop telling lies. I like that. I like that he's come out and said that, because there are so many rumors that float around and you think to yourself, I suppose a player can't continually shut down every single rumor that comes out there. They have to ignore them, because I was about to say, I'd love to see Aubameyang come out and shut down some of these rumors. He has before in the past, hasn't he? He's come out before and he's shut down rumors as well. Famously, there was an Instagram story that we did where we were quoting what a newspaper had said, and Aubameyang said it's a lie. Again, he came out and said they don't know what they're talking about. It's a lie. So it's great when they come down and shut down these stories, but they can't, I suppose, come and shut down every single story. They'd be doing it all day long, wouldn't they, if they be doing that? But Lacazette, obviously upset about this story, upset enough that he's going to come out and he's said to these people, you are lying. So that shuts that one right down. Let's get into some of your comments. MSD Ozil is obviously a fan of Ozil. He says, I don't want to see Ozil go. I love Ozil and I love Arsenal, and I really don't want to see Ozil play in another shirt. So he loves Ozil, right? He doesn't want him to go. Ozil is a, you know, as I said, there's a lot of players at Arsenal that fans like, but Ozil's got to be the most loved player there. But then he does divide opinion, because there are some people who say shift him out. A Baxi says, is it party time? Talking about party again. It's a rumor, isn't it? You know, just like Lacazette shut down that rumor. You know, could this be just another? You know, I've heard these rumors before. His friends are saying he's desperate to move to Arsenal. What friends? Who are these friends? Are they close friends? I don't know, man. I mean, but as I said, his dad did also come and say that. His dad has previously said that as well. Liam says, why wouldn't Partey want to join Arsenal? Well, you know, he's playing for a team that's in the Champions League right now. He's playing for a very big club in Atletico Madrid. You know, possibly Arsenal will be able to pay him more wages, but, you know, there's many reasons why he'd want to stay. Plus, there's other clubs that are interested in him as well. JK says, Partey swap Lacazette, Aurier 35 million, and Mari permanent, only 45 million spent. And then we can sell the dead wood, then possibly buy Upamecano. Very ambitious. Joan B says, Robbie, I'd sell Bellerin, not only because he's a crap footballer. Oh, that's a bit harsh. When he said Alexis' biggest problem was his winning mentality, not the mentality to play for the club. Ian Farrell says, come on, Robbie, stop all the rumors, man. You're a good man, but AFTV is annoying me now. Stop adding fuel to the fire. How about, I'm not adding fuel to the fire. What we are doing is what we always do, and we've been doing this for years. How many times I've got to explain this? Right? Even though it's not transfer daily, but there's so many rumors around at the moment, it almost like it is, but it isn't, because remember, we're not even finished the season yet. But what we do is we talk about the rumors that are out there, right? And we discuss them. We're not saying these rumors are true. Most rumors turn out not to be true. Look at you only got to look at it like this, right? How many players do we get linked with every season, and how many do we actually buy? But sometimes the rumors do prove to be true. I remember when the rumors was first circulating about Alexis, and I was reporting those rumors, right? And I'd heard it from some good people that, you know, Alexis is going to go. And people were slating me, man. Robbie, stop adding fuel to the fire. But it happened. But then there's other rumors we talk about, they don't happen. There's other rumors that I shut them down completely. But when it's being talked about, the point of what we do here is to talk about it, discuss it, you know, because they're out there. Ridwan says, why would his close friends leak this information? That's very true. Mind you, having said that, there's been many close friends before in the past that have, you know, leaked many things about footballers. That happens all the time. That's why these footballers have to be so careful about the friends that they keep, because friends do all the time, or so-called friends, leak out information. Remember that time when Iwobi got caught at that party? That's a close friend that sold that to the newspaper, or a friend, should I say, or maybe not a friend, or hopefully not a friend of his anymore. Aaron says, Partey was class at Anfield. I don't really see him. I don't really see him play, but he stood out a mile off. Yeah, he was quality in those games against Liverpool. He really was. And you know, it would be a great addition. But whether it happens or not, you know. Eric says, those slating AFTV need to take a chill pill. AFTV is a fans platform. Robbie's not doing anything wrong. Robbie, keep doing what you're doing. Bless up, brother. I'm just trying to, as I said, right, I'm not adding fuel to the fire. We're talking about it. It's a rumor that's out there. We've got to discuss it, right? You know, or you can go and discuss it on other platforms, but we've got to discuss it. Mr. Soko says, any news on Project Restart today? Much love from Cape Town in South Africa. Well, the only news is that they're looking to, I think they're having another meeting on Friday. So I think Friday they're having another meeting, but they are trying to get the season on for June is what the rumor is. neutral venues. There's lots of things being discussed at the moment, but it's still in a discussion stage. No movement yet. Harry Pryor says the Benzema rumor is about every year and we never get him. Yes, that's true. Remember the Benzema rumors? They were going on for a long time, but we discussed them. Didn't happen, but does everybody who discusses every rumor, it always comes off? Come on. A man says your first choice right back for next season. Are Hector and Ainsley, Maitland-Niles the answer to take us to the next level and help build a world-class team? Or do we need a new player in the right back position? That's a tough one. I think, you give them a chance. You give them a chance to see what they can do. And if not, if they don't produce, they've got to go, innit? They've got to go, you know what I mean? You've got to bring in, the next big thing. He's got to bring in players that are going to suit the system. Winfred says, look at Moise Keane. His friends leaked the info. That's, again, very true. That was his friends that leaked that information out, to the newspapers. Spider-One saying Max Aarons. He says it comes up a lot. A lot of people would like to see Max Aarons coming in at right back for Arsenal. Jay says, Robbie, we ain't getting no one because we just bought Pepe, so that will be their excuse. And there's been a lot of talk that, Arsenal are going to have to be paying off, their next installment on that Pepe deal from last year. So again, that's going to eat into their funds. Jamie W said they talked about playing halves less than 45 minutes. Thoughts on this? That's one of the things they've said. Again, I don't like all of these things because it's starting to undermine the whole thing for me, but it is one of the things apparently being discussed. Malu Gunner says we should sell Aubameyang if we don't want to stay. If we don't sell him now, people will moan about the fact that we missed out on 50 million. Thoughts, Robbie? If Aubameyang is going abroad and he doesn't want to stay, you got to take the 50 million, yeah. Right? You got to take the 50 million as long as that 50 million is used to invest back in players. But if it's, I've said this before, if it's Chelsea that he's heading to or Man United, then you just let him stay and run down his contract. You don't take the 50 million. I'm not even too sure if any team would offer as much as 50 million in this current market. Maybe Newcastle. Martin says, hi, Robbie. Do you think the Nigerian billionaire are going to try and buy the club? He promised that. Well, who knows? Who knows? He said he wants to buy the club. But as I always say, it all depends on whether the owners want to sell the club. You can only, you can see a beautiful house, you want to buy it, but if somebody's living in there already and they don't want to sell it, well, it's nothing. You can have all the money in the world. You ain't going to get it, are you? This guy says, Amen, Lacazette not going. Certainly doesn't look like it that way. Lyndall Edwards says, good day, Robbie. Big up from South Africa. What is the latest on Kurzawa? Don't know, really. There was a lot of talk that we were going to try and sign Lerwin Kurzawa from PSG. He's available on a free contract. But that's gone quiet. That's gone cold. Kadeem, says, do you think Ryan Fraser and Willian would be good signings? No, and we don't need those signings. No. Liam Ratcliffe says, Robbie, what about the 60 million a year from the Adidas deal? Yeah, well, it's gone. You see, really interesting about I was thinking about even like those kit companies and that. Now, every year they issue a new kit. Come normally July, new kit will be coming out. Is that all going to get put back because of what's going on? Again, this whole coronavirus thing has such implications for the finances. It really does have a lot for the finances. Lewis Goddard says, would you take Eze from QPR? I think that guy's a very good player, very skillful. I really like him. Every time I've seen him play, I've been like, he can play in the Premier League. I haven't seen enough of him to know if he'd be good enough for Arsenal. But certainly, from what I've seen of that kid, he's a very, very good player, man. Very talented. And, You know, I think everybody's going to be seeing a lot more of him because he's a very skillful player. Very skillful. I like skillful players. Yomi from France, if Aubameyang don't want to sign, let him take us to the Champions League and we will allow him to go on a free next season. Fair enough. But then this guy says Edouard over Aubameyang, so he'd get rid of him. Mr. Soko says, Robbie, do you think the Cronkies will ever sell up? Doesn't look like it at the moment. They don't look like guys that sell. They look like guys that hold on to their assets long term. The only thing that maybe it could be that this whole crisis, they own a lot of clubs. They're in deep with the LA Rams at the moment. New stadium, lots of expenses. Could it be the right time for somebody to seize on the opportunity and try and take Arsenal away from them like a Dangote? But Arsenal's one of the crown jewels for them right now. It's one of the crown jewels that they have. Do they want to let that go? They might feel embarrassed by doing that. And sometimes it's the ego of these guys, not just the money. Robbie, allow gassing up the Utes. I know there's nothing to report on, but deep down inside, you know Aubameyang ain't leaving. Come on, bro, allow this. I don't know deep down. I'd love to think that Aubameyang is staying. And something says to me that he will stay because the options are not as much as they were before. But there's two things. I've said this for ages. Two things worry me with this. Number one, Arsenal. Have they put a deal on the table for Aubameyang? Yeah, Aubameyang, here's £250,000 a week. You're on 200. Here's 250,000. This is the new deal for you to sign. Have they said that? And he's thinking about it. I haven't heard those sounds. That's what worries me. And number two, listen, previous captains, Van Persie, Fabregas, what happened to them? Gone. You know, that worries me, right? So I'm worried. Of course I'm worried that they will sell him. Simple as that. I don't know how comes you're so confident. You tell me to allow it, but yeah, I'm not as confident as you are, but hopefully he will stay. Chris says, with Lacazette coming straight out and denying rumours, it makes you more confident he's staying. How come Aubameyang's been so quiet? He's usually not afraid to speak his mind. Well, as I said, you can't keep coming out and tackling every rumour as a footballer, can you? You can't keep coming out and just shutting everything down. You know what I mean? You've got some, and he is negotiating a new contract. So think of it this way. Let's think of it now from an agent's point of view. This is what his agent will be telling his client, which is Aubameyang. He'll be like, Aubameyang, I know you've come out before and you've said what you said, but right now I'm trying to negotiate a new contract for you. If you keep coming out and shutting down all these rumours, that puts me in a position of weakness because Arsenal know that you're absolutely desperate to stay. So they'll offer you less than what we're after. So don't say anything. There's rumours flying around there. Let those take their course. Fans will be getting nervous. That might put Arsenal in a position of weakness where we can negotiate a good contract. That's what happens. I've spoken to agents about this. This is what happens. They love when these rumours are out there because now they can sit down and they can, when they sit around the negotiating table with Arsenal, they can say, oh, listen, have you seen the rumours out there? Have you seen the way the fans are getting really annoyed about this? Do you really want the fans to lose Aubameyang? Do you really want to lose another captain? Do you really want him going to Chelsea? If not, 250 grand a week, we're staying. This is how it's done. Whether we like it or not, this is part of it, right? So this is why Aubameyang's not coming out and saying anything right now. He's obviously, you know, inside him, he knows what he wants to do, but this is why. Alvin said, if Aubameyang was to leave Arsenal, who would you replace him with? Oh, jeez. I said it before, you know, it might be go and get Partey, solidify up the midfield, and just change up who the attacking options up front. Maybe don't get a striker until that top striker's out there. There's the Edouard thing. You could punt on bringing him in, but then you've already got Eddie Nketiah, you've got Lacazette, you've got Martinelli. Maybe we just promote one of those. to that position. So Sam says if Aubameyang goes to Real, then we should take a quality player as a swap plus cash deal. Arsenio, Valverde, they don't want to sell Valverde. Militio, Hakimi, or Odegaard. True, yeah, it could be part of a deal, but none of them are goal scorers, but it could be part of the deal. Jamie W says, would you take Vertonghen on a free? No, I wouldn't actually. He's done. Listen, even though he's a Tottenham player, he has been good over the years, but even if you speak to Tottenham fans, they'll tell you that he's losing his legs and stuff like that. Nah, no thanks. You only want to take quality from them, Let's get some more comments, get a few more. Billy says, Robbie, have you seen that we would be the most affected team if we played a whole season behind closed doors? I don't know how they've come to that. Somebody was saying something like that to me, but that's what people are speculating. Why would we be more affected than anybody else? I don't understand. It will affect everybody playing behind closed doors. It really would. So I don't know. I don't know why, we'd be more effective than anybody else. Hyperfrantic says Eze is a baller. I'm telling you, man, I've seen that kid play, man. I've been very, very impressed. Really good player. Best in the World one says, Robbie, have you seen that Dybala 6 weeks later still has the coronavirus? How can we possibly be thinking about returning to football? Yes, it's bad. I mean, we discussed this a lot last night with Graham, and it was a great discussion. And Graham saying that he doesn't think we should be returning to any form of football right now, whilst the coronavirus is still here. But as I was saying, this is my thoughts on it, is that whilst I don't want us to return too early and put people's lives at risk, obviously, but there has to be a point when we start again. There has to be a point, for instance, when we go back to work. It's not sustainable, is it? It's not sustainable, this furlough thing that we're doing at the moment. It's not sustainable. You can do it for a short term, but you can't sustain that. Going to have to be a stage where you have to say to people, right, we're going to have to start getting the place going again. I know, and to do it is going to involve testing, is going to involve, obviously, long-term, getting a cure. It's going to involve social distancing, but we've got to start somewhere. And we're not going to be able to start from 0 cases, because 0 cases is going to take years. So it's a real balancing act and a real difficult one. George Young says, Robbie, give Graham a weekly gig. Stop inviting clowns from other channels. All right. God, the people that have come on from other channels have been brilliant. I mean, even Graham himself last night, when he came on, said that he really enjoyed the talk that we had with a Leicester fan, Lee Chappie. The people loved the Bring On The Noise with Expressions Tottenham. We've had West Ham fans on. Listen, it's been brilliant having these fans of other clubs on. Brilliant insight. And it's not just, we're not the only club in the Premier League that's suffering from this right now. So, sorry, bro. We will be bringing in more people from other channels onto, and that's how it goes. Sorry. But we've got some of it, great people coming up. Wednesday night, look out. We've got Chris Hudson coming on. That should be a great show. So make sure you check that one out. Charbel says, do you think Dangote will buy Arsenal and tempt Stan Kroenke to sell? Well, he said he's going to do that. He says he's going to do that, but we have to wait and see. All talk at the moment, innit? And Prasanna says, hey, Don Robbie, a big fan from Nepal. Much love. Why not sell Nketiah and Nelson to bring in Kotku? We can keep Laka and play Martinelli as backup and let him grow. Yes, those are options. I mean, we're going to have to be thinking of selling. But I'm not too sure if selling 2 of our young up and coming players is the answer. I mean, we want to be keeping those youth and we want to be growing them. They're going to be the future. They're going to be the future right now. And let me get one more. Farhan says we can only get free agents players because we need to pay the Pepe Arsenal or pay for Pepe at Arsenal. Need to get Champions League. And what do you think of Volland? Well, Volland, we were told that Unai Emery really wanted to bring Volland in, but it was shut down as soon as Mikel Arteta come in. He's like, I don't want Volland. He's not my type of player, so that's not going to be happening. So listen, thank you guys very much for all of your comments today. Don't forget, we're going to be back tonight with another AFTV News Daily. Great response from you guys. Lots of you watching. Fantastic live viewing figures we're getting for these shows. Absolutely unbelievable. I really want to thank you guys for that. Really appreciate it. Keep it coming. We'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock and keep it locked here on AFTV.